Howdy, folks, and welcome to Buying Time with Baby Davey. Of course, we are joined by, you guessed it, the chef himself, Jeff Rosenberg. Jeff, how you doing out there?
Dave, I wish I could tell you I'm doing great, but with Doge at 5 cents a share, I don't know how much longer we can stick with that. And if we're going to talk about some of the meme stocks right off the top here, we got the GMEs and we got the AMCs, we got the BlackBerries and the Nokias.
Jeff, hold up. You're talking like it's 2 weeks ago, and it's not, the Tuesday after Valentine's Day. These are pump and dump stocks, dude.
No, David, they were pumped. They're not yet dumped. Okay.
So you're talking AMC, BlackBerry, GameStop still?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, Dave. Yes, and if you've been looking at the VIX, and as we all should be looking at the VIX,
of course, the volatility index you're referring to.
Oh yeah, it kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Not really, Jeff. I think there's a lot of things emerging right now. I'm focusing a lot on Shopify. You would know them best through the website slop.online.
Of course.
A lot of people are using this e-commerce site. It's great for your bands, your artists, your podcasters, what have you. You need to get on Shopify. And the rates that they're charging these days, we're getting killed by them internally, externally. You're going to want to be a shareholder there.
Well, who's getting killed by them? What do you mean getting killed by them?
Well, we're getting the artist gets killed by them. You add a couple add-ons, all of a sudden you're spending $100 a month to push some slot merch that isn't getting any movement on it.
I see. Yeah, they're taking advantage of the retail side of things. I can see that.
Yeah, that's why you want to be on the other side of that coin.
I hear that. I think I got a little Shopify. If not, I should. Anything else hot going on this Tuesday after Valentine's Day, the Tuesday after President's Day?
Roku. They've essentially doubled in the last 3 months.
Really, Dave?
You can't sit on Roku. I've been talking about Roku for over 3 years now. I don't know what to say other than it's going to buy me a lot of meals for a very long time.
That's great, Dave. I love to hear something like that. Roku's your big boy stock of the quarter, in almost 3 years now, like you said.
I'll bring up Roku till I die, with all these platforms, Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO Max. Now you got your Discovery Plus. Now Paramount's doing their Plus.
Of course.
Doing the plus. And I think Roku is the one that benefits off all of this.
I love that. I don't know if we talked about it, but, for people out there that don't know, if you hold a stock for under a year, you're taxed at a different rate than if you hold it for over a year. Are you figuring people are going to be selling stuff come, late March after?
Don't need to worry about taxes. When they want to find you, they'll come and find you. Until that point in time, lay a bit low,
Lay a bit low. So are you buying?
I'm not putting any new money in, but I am readjusting.
And on the day, what are you up? What are you down?
I'm down a little bit. I don't like to get into daily numbers too much because I feel like I can wax and wane a bit. But I'm big on those China ETFs. We have the top performing one. I'll throw it a ticker right now. CWEB. All right, it's the China Internet Bull.
I love that. What do you mean Internet Bull?
We're focusing on the internet companies that are bulling up,
the bull. I see. That's great. Good to know. Any update with your ARK investments, Dave?
ARK to the future. I'm in on this new Israeli focused ARK innovation. I also like the ARK, the genome. That's ARK is where you want to be. You can find all those tickers. There's about 5, 6, 7, 8 of them that I'm currently looking at. I like the global and emerging ones. That's internet e-commerce.
Okay.
And of course, we got to talk about TOKE. We got to talk about YOLO. We got to talk about POTX, Jeff. This is going to be federally legal within the year.
What's YOLO?
YOLO, these are weed ETFs, brother.
YOLO is a weed ETF?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's great, Dave. I'm gonna take a look at that right now and see what the juice is on that. If you want to kill some time here,
I don't
not
kill
kill it.
time, I buy time, Jeff. They're up
Mm-hmm.
23% in the last month. Let me get back to China while you look into that stuff. There's the Golden Dragon ETF, amazing stuff. We like the small cap ones too. That Golden Dragon is PGJ, all right? And those small cap China ETFs are ECNS. I think, I am a little bit worried about the American market. That's why I'm sort of moving over to China. I think they just have much bigger margins, many more people.
Yeah.
And we're buying all their products. They're not going anywhere. There's actually some, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but Chindia, all right? It's China and India sort of getting
Merging. I see that. Yeah, almost like a breakfast and lunch brunch, if you will.
Yeah, indeed. So that ticker is FNI. It's an index fund. I think a lot of really interesting stuff going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to want to focus on is the China stocks, the internet stocks. I do like the semiconductors. You can't go wrong with semiconductors.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the immunotherapies. A lot of them start out as penny stocks, and these days they're up through the roof. Immunotherapy, our population, those boomers are getting older. Invest here. Everyone, there's a new person that dies every day.
That's right. Death and taxes, as they say, right?
Yeah, well, let's not forget about the taxes, though, or better yet, forget about them.
That's great, Dave. Well, it's always a pleasure catching up with you.
No, are you trying to end the show already, Jeff?
Not at all, Dave. I'm worried about where we go from here financially. Saying if you're not that liquid, what do you get rid of to kind of open up your cash flow a little bit, or do you stick with options trading, bull call spreads, bull debit spreads, things like that?
I love it, dude. I love that jargon that you're throwing out at me. I'm actually a bit on tilt. I don't know where to go from here, man.
That's usually when people make mistakes, don't you think?
For sure. And I am selling a lot of stuff that maybe I shouldn't be selling. I'm freaking out a little bit, I'll be honest with you.
You're adding emotion into the game.
Trying not to, but I do like, I will say, I like the esports stuff. That's going to be huge. It's already huge, but once we start filling out those arenas again, I like.
Yeah, what do you got there? Who are you talking about in that sense?
Off the top of my head, Jeff, Nerd, NERD, hard to forget, esports and digital entertainment ETF. I think I'm moving a lot of my stuff to the ETFs. It's getting a little bit tough to pick these stocks right now, and that's only because they've been so freaking high the last year.
Right.
So
not to be old Debbie Downer here, but there is a correction coming, and when you thought you could eat so rich and leave so little for the rest of us.
Yes, I do worry there could be a correction coming, but that only means you can move out of those names that you always hear. I don't really see a lot of movement from Google, Apple, Facebook. Netflix is making moves, but I know Apple is kind of being under scrutiny today. They're in the news. They're doing something with their app store that people don't like.
Right.
They might be taking down a couple pegs on that one.
So it's a buy.
Yeah. Well, they buy low, sell high. I like to buy on the momentum. One of those ARK stocks, if I could get back to it, the ARK FinTech, ARKF. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. You're going to want to check out all the ARKs. That's ARK and then another symbol.
Right, of course.
Dude, I think, we did it. We let people know what the deal is. Of course, we'll be back either tomorrow or the day after. The market's always moving, and we always have something to say about it.
That's true. And quickly on that Nerd here, I'm seeing in 3 months she's up 45%. That's pretty incredible. Again, hard to gauge. Past year, 132%. Maybe get in, maybe sell some options, buy some options on it.
We're not buying options. Do not buy options. If you're gonna buy them, you buy them when something IPOs, like your Bumble. You get in, you get out.
Right.
Bumble, of course, IPO'd last week. For those that don't know, it's the dating site that's female focused, meaning they get to decide the first message. I think they have
right.
to.
Within 24 hours, I believe.
I wouldn't know.
There's kind of a window. No, I'm just saying what I've heard. Well, that's great, Dave. Thanks for joining me on Buying Time with,
Jeff.
Tugboat Old Rosenberg.
All right. I'll see you on the other side of that coin.
Love you, bud.
Love you too.
Talk to you soon.
Adios.